The notion of extraterrestrial life on exoplanets outside our own unique solar system is a subject numerous government institutions shy away from, as minimal evidence has ever been presented for official investigation. Nevertheless, it has been explored over and over again by scholars, theologians, ufologists, astronomers, as well as common everyday people who strongly believe the truth is being concealed by a vast international government conspiracy. However, the concept of life in the universe aside from ourselves is one that has both captivated and intrigued mankind since the first initial discoveries of other planets in our very own solar system, sparking questions from today's greatest scientific minds. Yet, could it be true? Is it possible we have already been visited by such beings with technologies with knowledge of the universe far beyond our own? Every so often in the world, a large-scale event, real or not, brings that question to the forefront of the public mind. So today here on Interstellar Happenings we'll be taking a look at one such event that took place in Varginha, Brazil, in 1996. An incident with so much attention surrounding it, it was the basis of a 90s video game by the same name based on the occurrence, catapulting this town into a hot spot in the intergalactic search for intelligent life. On a rainy Saturday, January 20, 1996, a day that began innocently, three young women went for an afternoon walk, sisters Lillian and Valkyria Fatima Silva, and their friend Katya Andrade Xavier, all ranging between 14 and 22 years of age at the time, chose on this day to take a shortcut home through a vacant lot to escape the storm. When they discovered in a clump of weeds, a creature like nothing they had ever seen before. The creature was reported to be 5 feet tall with a slim compact body, large red eyes, oily brown skin, and V-shaped feet. As for the stranger's demeanor, the women unanimously, if tactlessly, agreed, it was muddle-headed. With a disproportionated head with 3 rounded bulges protruding from its skull. It was later compared to the South American mythical creature the chupacabra. Standing apart in a different way was the creature's repulsive scent. The girls stated that one whiff of this odor buckled their knees. When the creature focused on the 3 women, albeit in a dazed, unsteady manner, they ran home and told their mother that they had seen the devil. The mother did not believe them up until she herself went to the location the girls described to investigate what they had purportedly had seen. When their mother arrived, she smelled a strong ammonia-like odor, but found nothing but footprints and a dog sniffing the place. Soon afterward, the owners of a small farm near the town reported seeing a strange cigar-shaped flying object circling in the vicinity of their property. According to the farmer, the flying entity had been there for about 45 minutes. With other witness sightings of a gathering of military vehicles at a neighboring infantry base and a strange commotion at the local hospital, led some to believe these aliens had been apprehended by the Brazilian armed forces. 2 days later, another creature was allegedly found dead lying along the roadside. 3 military trucks were supposedly sent to recover it. Ufologist Roger Layer's book on the incident, UFO Crash in Brazil, includes interviews from 2 people who claimed the creatures were taken to a clinic before being removed by military personnel. A similar sighting was also reported at the local zoo by its janitor. During this time at an army base near Varginha, an inquiry concerning the extraterrestrials is received warily by a private, who turns it over to his sergeant, who then passes it along to a major. From there the matter is sent back down to another sergeant, who hands the question over to his captain, Eduardo Calza, who said he could not attest for what the 3 women saw in January. But the activities on the base that fateful weekend, he insists, were anything but otherworldly. New inductees to a sergeant's training school went on parade and a truck convoy was driven to the repair shop. Concurrently, at the town hospital, trucks delivered new cardiovascular equipment, and an ambulance dropped off an exhumed corpse, a human body, officials insist. The most tantalizing evidence is a videotape of 2 young men in civilian clothing who claimed to be members of the military detail that disposed of the alien visitors. It is difficult if not impossible to establish the tape's authenticity, however, because the source would not reveal the men's names, fearing reprisal. Later, after finding themselves attacked on multiple fronts about the incident, an armed forces press conference marking Victory Day in World War II deteriorated into a shouting match between a general and a television reporter pressing him regarding the extraterrestrials. An official briefing to debunk UFO conspiracies was eclipsed by an auto mechanic's claim to have seen yet another weird cylindrical aircraft, a cosmic encounter he reenacted with the aid of an aluminium coffee thermos. At the same time, a local mystic predicted that Varginha would suffer some kind of cataclysm in September as retribution for its blitzkrieg on the interplanetary visitors. Public suspicion only heightened after denials from the military, which once compiled a lengthy record of abuses against its own terrestrial population, taking 14 years until 2010 to conclude the Silver Sisters had actually come across a homeless, mentally unstable man nicknamed Mudno covered in mud, and the aliens supposedly seen in the hospital was due to people seeing an expectant couple who had dwarfism. To some extent, the army is paying for past sins. During an oppressive 20-year dictatorship ending in 1985, the Brazilian military eliminated any number of earthbound political enemies by disappearing them. If the army was capable of liquidating human beings without a trace, locals asked, why couldn't they cover up such an event? If anything though, the case may be suffering from eyewitness overkill. By now there have been so many sightings of the creature that it is unclear how all of these beings could have fit into the minivan-sized spacecraft that was spotted in January. And, unless you count the descriptions of a V-shaped paw print said to resemble Mr. Spock's Vulcan salute by one witness, there is little to no tangible evidence, and since the incident took place back in 1996, extensive investigations have been made into the case, but thus far, none are officially deemed conclusive. With the Varginha incident being no different, UFO reports are traditionally extremely difficult to authenticate or investigate due to the lack of physical evidence left behind to be discovered, leaving us still wondering, are we being visited by otherworldly creatures? So what do you think about this unusual sighting? Comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Varginha incident, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for more interstellar happenings.